So after you have done the furniture and the schedule, you'd like to go back to your Excel sheet, or sorry, your project slate and content, and download the elevation layers. Okay, so in the elevation layers, we're going to be able to get our elevation layers. So using Design Center, you can create the AE, A for architecture, E for elevation, and then E for east. Okay. Uh, N for north. Okay. S for south, and then W for west. Okay. So those are our elevation. Okay. So we'll go back to our project, and using Design Center, DC is the shortcut key. You can select the Open Drawings elevation layer, go to Layers, and then we can copy all of this. Okay. Select, click the first, hold down the Shift key, click the last one, and then right click, Add Layers. Now that you've added the layers, the AE layers, there are too many to display. AAE, AS, okay. We'll start with by looking at your site plan, analyzing your drawing. Okay. So in the site plan, notice that uh, north, true north is pointing this way. Okay. But we'll use our project north. So this will be our south elevation right here. South, that will be our north elevation. This will be our west and east. So we're already properly aligned. So we'll go back to our viewport, maximize our viewport. And we are now able to create our lines. So projection line. So let's say we're going to place our south elevation right here. There are several ways of doing it. There's the tracking method, or what I really like is just to create one extension line and then do the trim. So it depends on how you'd like to do it. I'll show you both in this video series. So I'm going to uh, create my line in layer 0. So I can turn that off. So this is just my guideline. I'm going to start here and project it down. See, elevation is a side or front view of your building. So in this case, this is the front view. So I'll give some space so that I don't place them, or I can place them nicely and separately in my layout sheet. Okay, so that's my first projection line. So my ground will be somewhere here. Okay. And then what I can do is from here, copy this from endpoint to the endpoints. Okay. So I'm just going to copy it to the different endpoints, projecting it similar to what you would have done in your studio class. Okay, so endpoint, I actually need that one there. Oops, not that. Okay, that for the frame, okay, for the window frame, here and here. And likewise here. And then this one here, the door frame. Because I'm recording, AutoCAD is really quite slow, but that's okay. Okay, so from there, I'm just going to mirror to the from the middle. So I'll create a midpoint so I can use that as a mirror line. So I don't have to do the other ones. Okay. And I'll make sure that I delete this extra line. See, you might tend to forget if you don't do it immediately. Okay, so that's how I do my projection, one way of doing it. And then from here, you can do your elevation. So this is just half. That's the middle of the door. And I'm going to offset this by 10 feet. Okay, 10 feet. There you go. And then from here, I can already trim the bottom line. Oops, sorry, not offset, TR. Okay, trim the bottom line. I can trim this. Okay, I can trim that for now. Okay, and I can trim this. Okay, now, so this will be the window. So I can offset this by, let's say, uh, 3 feet. Somewhere there. And then I can offset that line also by uh, 7 feet for the height of the door. Oops, sorry. Offset by 7 feet. Okay. And I'll use that as well for the height of the window. So this will be where my door is. And I'm just going to offset for the frame above about this size. Okay, so by clicking on the 2 points, which is the size of the frame here, I'm able to provide the distance for the offset. And then I can offset this down. Okay. Okay. So now I can trim this because I know it's symmetrical. Then, yeah, that's the frame. And there's nothing here. Okay. And then that, trim that. Okay. And then this one here, can trim this. I can trim that. Yes, trim that. I can trim this, this, and trim erase those. And yep, So I can maybe trim this. Trim this. And I think I don't need this right here. And this as well. I don't need. I'll keep that small line right there. That's my midpoint. Okay. So I can trim erase this and trim erase that. Okay. And then I can mirror this. Okay. But before mirroring it, maybe I need to erase this. There's nothing here. And fillet this. Fillet with the radius 0. I can connect the corners. Forgot to offset this. So offset by this much. So offset this line here above. And then trim or fillet. I think fillet will be faster. So always choose the fastest command. Oops. Space bar. Okay. And then I can mirror. Now, you do want to mirror when you are done. Okay. There's nothing else to do and everything can be mirrored. So I'm going to mirror this using this as my mirror line. Actually, I have a midpoint here already. So I didn't really need that. Okay, mirror that. And fillet radius 0. Fillet the bottom line as well with the radius of 0. Okay, so that's how you would project. And notice this is not in the correct layer. So you want to place that in the proper layer, which will be uh, south. Okay, so AS wall, AS elevation wall. Okay, so we'll start with that and then we'll do the window. So this one should belong to, actually I should have changed the layers first. So AS elevation win before I did the mirror. Okay, but that's okay. So this should belong to the window layer. Now, this one here, although it is, I think this one's closer to you, right? So it should be thick. Now, this one I like changing to magenta because it is inclined. So it will still belong to the ASE wall, but let's try using magenta for that. Now, this one, although it's a little bit farther from you, but it's the perimeter of the building. So I like to keep that at a thick line, okay? Maybe thicker. So this one, we'd like to override that too. I think there's a ground. Is there a ASE ground? No. So we can just simply override this with uh, cyan, okay? To make it a thick line. And in fact, it would be nice to maybe extend that. Sometimes you might go lower, like there's a step down, but for this one, we'll keep it simple and we're just going to extend that a little. Okay. Okay. Now, we do want to create a viewport for this. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this. Okay. Move, create a copy. We'll move it to the end. Okay. Oops. And we're going to name this elevation. Okay. Then here, we'll double click, unlock that, and go to our elevation view. We'll see. Normally, you'd like to use the same scale, 1/4 is to 1, so that they will match. Okay. So that's 1/4 is to 1. And with the roof, I'm not sure if we can fit 2. So we'll just put 1 here. And we can lock that for now. Okay. And let's look at the magenta, right? So see, with the magenta, it feels like this is actually going down, right? This one we didn't change to the door layer. So let's do that. So that belongs to the door layer. ASE, do I have a door? No. So we can create one layer. Okay, we might want to do a filter. So this will be my A elevation south. Okay, so AES. I do have a door, see? It's hard to see it without the filter. So I'll click OK. Okay, there you go. Now I can select my door. Okay, now for frames, see, anytime you have the same thickness, it will look flat. So what I want to do is actually change this to a thinner color. So this one is in the door layer, but I like to go down a bit. See how it makes it looks more three-dimensional. So again, before mirroring, I would actually change the layer, change the color, do everything you can before mirroring so that you don't have to do it twice, like what I'm doing now. Okay. So I'll change this to color green as well. So it belongs to the window layer, but I like that green. Okay, so it looks more three-dimensional, not flat because of the changing line thickness. Okay, so it belongs to the window layer, but I'll change that to green. And I think that looks a lot better. Okay. So while we're at it, if you have this, oops, that belongs to the to paper space. So while we have this, we can change that as well to south elevation. Okay, click OK. Oops, wrong. It should be all caps. South elevation. Okay, click OK. And you're going to do that for all the other elevation. So we'll do the roof next. We'll stop here for now.